Hey guys, welcome to the Boozy Botanical Podcast. My name is Holly.
I'm Angelique. Hi.
And here we are, episode 3.
That's so exciting.
Oh my gosh, I am so stoked.
I can't believe we're 3 weeks in already.
This is so much fun.
We're almost to a month.
Woo woo.
Isn't that weird?
So crazy. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, it's been great.
So much fun.
Thank you guys so much for all the sweet messages. You guys are so awesome.
We keep getting really good feedback, and it's so helpful. I love it.
I do too. And we have a really fun episode today. We are going to be talking about our plant wish lists.
2021 wish list.
Yes. Also like plant goals, things that we like decor wise with our plants, things we want to do. But first, the most important question of the day, Angelique, what are you drinking?
I am drinking let me pull down the cozy really quick. A strawberry lemonade. It's called Truly, right?
Yeah.
It's like trying to be a White Claw kind of, but it's not.
So
it's like similar,
right? But this is their lemonade sort of line. It's a hard seltzer, but it's kind of like
what it is. That's what I was trying to think of.
I know, but it kind of reminds me of like a Mike's Hard Lemonade. You know?
Yes. Oh my God,
good.
what a throwback. Where is Mike? How is he doing?
I don't know.
Where is he?
I haven't. Yeah, he's back in 2008 or something like that.
Oh my God, 2000 and late is what it sounds like to me.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're drinking the same one.
We are. I'm drinking the cherry lemonade though.
So if you're listening, Truly sponsor maybe.
Please do.
But it's yummy. It's a good one for a Saturday afternoon before 5 o'clock.
Our first episode was wasn't it margaritas?
Margaritas.
And I think it was a little too strong for noon, and we were like, "Wait, what's going on?"
We're like, "It's plants. These are me plants."
Right. We're supposed to be your plant friends at happy hour, not your wasted plant friends.
Not your messy friends at happy hour. God, we all have one of those stories. I literally, when I studied abroad in London, I missed out on such a fun night because one of the other girls in our group just got so drunk in like at the, God, I've been in theater. I was like the pre-show, but
rehearsal week or something.
No, what do you do?
Dress rehearsal.
That's what I'm thinking theater, but I just want to think alcohol and party. Like when you
pregame.
Pregame! The pre-show. Gross.
You're so funny.
This girl, I'm guessing, just got smashed at the pregame, and like, this is London. I'm not there every day at the pregame. You know,
you're such a nice kid. At the pregame, no, we're just pregaming.
The pregame that I attended.
You're so funny.
Whatever. It's been 7 years, Holly.
I'm just kidding.
But
I just have to give you some shit.
I know. I gave you a lot of shit last episode. But we like get in a taxi, and we never took cabs or anything. A lot of times we took like.
Is this before Uber?
They had Uber, but like, you know, we were being cheap, and it's like London is such a metro town in terms of like you use public transport.
Yeah.
But we were being bougie. We're like, let's just catch a cab. And so the whole group caught a cab, and this girl threw up in it.
Oh no.
And like, because Angelique's the nice friend, everyone got to go to the club. It was a new club that like everyone got to go to, and I had to escort her home, and my night was over. Because financially.
How come you got stuck doing that?
I was being nice, and she was like a friend, I guess. Whatever. It's not like we talk anymore. But I'm so stupid. But like, not like there was like a really hot guy in the group. But like, it's fine.
No. Girl, it still worked out for me in the end.
Guess. Babe, I love you. But like, yeah, it was one of those things where it's just like I felt for her, and I was also, I think, the most sober person because I don't drink that much, especially back then. Like for me, I studied abroad when I was 19, so I went from a country that it was illegal to go out and drink to
at
like
your age.
I hopped on that plane, and then I got offered wine. I was like, what's happening?
That is so crazy. That must have been insane.
Yeah, because like even though we were in American air, it was like American laws weren't applying to my age. Once we took off,
how do I understand this concept right now?
I was like, I'm okay, thanks.
That's so funny, girl. I would have taken that free alcohol.
I don't know
if
it was
free.
I think you still had to pay.
Okay.
But it was like the fact that I could, you know, I was like, damn. I got there and people were like, yeah, I got so hammered on the plane. And I was like, shut up.
They're like, what, sophomores in college?
I went, it's funny because like, I went second semester of sophomore year. So I was, because I turned 20 when I was living there. So I was
fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. So I was 19 when I went, but you live in dorms. Like that was my housing situation, was like flats. So I had flatmates, and so most of them were just starting college. So like all my friends, I had a few friends that were older because like some people took time off before going to school, but a lot of them were like half a year to like a year younger than me. So I was like the old kid, but it was just like,
you're like the mother.
Yeah. So it was like we were all experiencing being legal for the first time together, sort of thing. So that was really fun. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, she got messy. I don't even know how she got into this conversation. What happened? I don't remember.
Oh, because we were talking about our first episode. How it was a little all over the place.
Much.
But that's okay.
Too much. But yes, it was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. Well, anything new with you this week?
Well, nothing crazy. I've the big thing is that I've been really plant-wise, really pushing like potting up plants that are in nursery pots, because like I just feel like it's not real until they're in a pot, you know? Like they can have their home, but like they can have like, they can be on the shelf they're going to be on when they're in actual pottery, but it still feels like we're in a transitional period until they're out of the plastic, you know?
Yeah, unless you like intentionally plant them into a nursery pot. I know we've talked about this. We're like, we feel the same way about if a plant is still in its nursery pot that it came in. We just really want it to be
the adoption's not through yet.
We just want them to be in their home. Like I was always when I was a newer plant parent, I would immediately repot, and I still think that's fine, especially depending on what kind of soil your plant comes in.
Some people say no, though. Some people are
True.
like, it's too stressed. But
Yeah.
I think like what you said, I think you should use your deductive reasoning and like see, like if you know it's a Hoya, they like chunky, right? But you see that it's just, there's no perlite in it or anything.
Or pumice or
whatever.
Yeah. And also too, sometimes you don't know, like it could have rotting roots because, I've talked about this on my TikTok. Sometimes it's not that like nurseries have potted in bad soil. It's just for their environment. That's what works for them to have like a more peat moss based or cocoa coir bot base.
People. You are holding a R2D2, so it's like
my koozie is R2D2. Anyways, what I was just trying to say was, I think you just got to make an educated guess.
Fair. Because, that's something that I'm going through, because I told you how I bought a new Peperomia Hope from Lowe's.
Yes.
From Lowe's, people. Like,
that's pretty cool. Compared to a year ago or even two, I remember I bought a Peperomia Hope online for like a teeny one because I thought it was so cool.
How much did you pay for it?
I think maybe $16 or something.
For like a 2-inch or like a 4-inch?
Yeah. So that one right there.
Oh my God. Yeah. I got a 4-inch for $14. Nice. But it was like a deep 4-inch. Like, have you ever seen those? It's like a full cup.
Oh, yes. I've seen them at like nurseries around LA and stuff.
I don't know why those exist. Like, I don't know why some are more shallow than others, but yeah, that was a moment where it was like, one, finding a Peperomia Hope at Lowe's in LA, because some of you people listening, you get all the cool plants at your Lowe's and Home Depots.
I know. They're like, fuck the West Coast. Those guys don't get anything.
Right. Like, it's so annoying.
It's mainly because California has so many agriculture like regulations and restrictions, and it's always been that way. And so our Lowe's and Home Depot, we pretty much just get Pothos, Dracaena, and that's pretty much it. Although, I think like now about like maybe a month ago, because there is a grower in LA somewhere.
Is it the Claremont or Claire?
I don't know what it is.
I see that tag on a lot of Home Depot and Lowe's plants. Like the nursery it's coming from is in that area.
And so I don't know if this is the exact grower, but I do know that in and around LA, there are variegated syngoniums that go around every now and then. And so back in December.
2 weeks ago is insane.
Yeah. So back in December, there was a whole bunch that hit, I guess just a bunch of Lowe's. And I don't know about Walmart's because LA doesn't really have Walmart's.
If you're lucky, there is one. Yeah, but it's like not ideal.
So that's cool. But besides that, we don't get anything.
No, like that. Well, that's what made this visit so crazy for me, because moonshine sansevierias up the wazoo. The one Pea Hope, which I'm guessing they must have had a shipment, and it probably people like me probably freaked out.
Was it the only one?
It was the only one, because I looked for you.
That's true, because I'm like, mine's dying.
Mine is also dying. Both of us have really leggy ones. And
yeah.
They're just being dramatic. It's rude. But yeah,
It's cool that our leggy ones, that they are so long, because I remember like I didn't know what the growth pattern was on these when I first saw them. I just thought they looked cool. And typically they're pretty short when you see them. Mm-hmm. So now that they're a trailing plant, it looks really cool. But
they're so interesting. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Peperomia Hope, it is round foliage.
Yes,
very
really
succulent.
cute.
Like they're thick babies.
They're so
if they're healthy.
Yes, if they're not wrinkled like ours.
Oh, they're so bad.
But they're cute. They're like, honestly, I feel like peperomias.
Little coins.
Yes, little coins. And peperomias do have quite a few plants like these where it's like a vine and then a little cluster of leaves and then a vine.
Yeah, they do.
So it's pretty cute.
So I'm excited, but my point being is that it was soaked to the brim, and I was already like, it was very healthy. I haven't seen, as Holly would say, a specimen so like lush and happy, because it was like a hope bush.
Yeah,
and
it was thick in a very full pot.
Because the one I bought, because my first Peperomia Hope was one of the first plants I got, period. So it was like,
that's right,
2 months into me collecting,
so it's
I got
sentimental.
It. Yeah, it's really rough, but it's really frustrating. So I'm like, do I just get rid of it? But then I'm like, oh, but the history.
I know, you guys go back.
I know, we go way back. It's like uncomfortable, but the woman that sold it to me on Facebook, it was rooted cutting. So she sold it to me like in a 4-inch pot, rooted up. So she took care of it, and it was gorgeous back then. But you know, and she's do you know her handle? We talked about her recently. Trinity.
Cube House Jungle, right?
Cube House Jungle, I think.
Yeah.
She has like the huge.
Oh, her account. If you guys want to have like some
girl,
major
if you're
inspiration, oh, we love you.
Hi. I love your plants. Give me all of them. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just gorgeous. Like all of her plants look amazing. The way she styles them. So,
she's a queen. So she it was nice buying from her, because she sold me a plant in proper soil, healthy, this and that, and I just ruined it. But this guy, finding him at Lowe's, and that's the thing, going to these big box stores, you don't know what you're gonna get. Like the big box stores will have such gorgeous plants, but they don't necessarily get treated with the care that a nursery would put into them, because it's just a product at Lowe's. Totally. It's not like a nursery really. So this guy was soaked to the brim, and I was like, I can already tell they grabbed the hose and just soaked the hell out of all their plants. And I've just been busy this week, so for a week I didn't repot it, and it was still just as soaked a week later. So I'm like, oh my God.
Have you ever gotten a plant from just anywhere really, and it has soaked soil, and you put it into let's just say a terracotta pot? Like I've done this before. I put it into a terracotta pot. I do add a little bit of extra soil, and it's already just wet. Like the terracotta pot gets wet because of how soaked and drenched the soil was.
And you're like, oh, okay, it's gonna die. That's my fear, is that it's just drowning.
Yeah. So did you remove some of the extra ones from the roots and loosen up the root ball and all that stuff?
I loosened it up as much as I could. They have such tiny roots. I was telling you.
They do. They're tiny.
So that was a little scary. Was just like, am I gonna separate too hard? But I did the best I could, and I put as much dry soil in there as I could, and I just didn't
water it in.
I didn't water it in. I'm just like, let's see if she dries out, and I put it in terracotta, so hopefully it's a-okay.
She'll be okay.
Yeah, but that was exciting. So that was one example of a plant that I potted up this week. I also I can't speak today, people. Back over Thanksgiving, I had gone to Lowe's. Like literally, I was driving out of Tucson. I'm from Tucson, Arizona, by the way. I think I mentioned that in the first episode. I'm sure. What am I talking about? Of course I did. But I was leaving Tucson, and there was like a Lowe's on the way out, and my family was dropping me off with my boyfriend so that we could drive back up together. And I took a little peek-see, because Arizona gets some plants that we don't.
They do, yeah. Some trending tropicals, a little bit more interesting stuff from big box stores. Not so much nurseries, but anyway.
And they'll carry some of the cooler cacti just as regular whatevers, because it's so common. But I walk in, and I've never seen this at any Lowe's or Home Depot before or since. They had a clearance rack, and they all have clearance racks, but there were 4 sets, sets of 4 4-inch pots in a square thing that had a handle that you could pick up all 4 in one go, and you could buy 4 4-inches for $9 on clearance. And I got 2 moonshine sansevierias, an umbrella plant, and a syngonium.
That's so cool. It must have been a crazy gift set. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
because it was, you said November, right?
it was Thanksgiving weekend.
So they start to put out gift box stuff
For like Christmas and stuff. Maybe that would make a lot of sense. But they were also like, some of them were beat up. And so I don't know, because it had a clearance sign, because I found, so that's why I'm not sure. Because they were selling a ZZ that was in like a bigger than a gallon for $25.
Oh, and that was that
was in the clearance section. Wow. They right next to all these little like 4-packs.
That's so crazy.
It was crazy. I just wanted the Moonshine Sansevierias, but I was like, I'll get a little bit extra. It's fine. So I gave those to friends here locally, but yeah, I got to pot up the Syngonium. I potted up the umbrella. And I think they're going to do okay. I was a little worried about the Syngonium because I put it in ceramic, and I'm getting more used to using ceramic over terracotta. Terracotta is just an easy default because it's the most affordable pot you can buy.
And you always know that the roots get oxygen. Like, I totally understand.
And I just went to town on watering it because I'm known to not water. I'm known to be an underwaterer. So
I think that's what happened to your original hope, right? I think we determined it root rot from lack
Suffocated.
of water.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because of that, I was like, I need to start drenching. I'm going to do it the Holly way. So I started drenching, and then the plant started tipping over. And I was like, because I'm used to the breathing of terracotta. So that's been an adjustment. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'll report back on how the Syngonium's doing. But after speaking to you, Holly, I feel a little bit better. I think it'll be okay. But
it will.
Oh, so that's what I've been up to this week. But how are you? How's life?
I'm good. Life is good. I've been working on a custom pot this week. I love doing custom pots. They're so much fun.
Tell them about it.
So actually someone I found on TikTok. So I was able to, she wanted earthy tones.
Yeah.
With some green. So I did like a sage green faded into like a dark green and some browns. It's really pretty. I gave her 2 mock-up examples and she picked my favorite one. So I was really happy. So I've been doing that.
That's really cool.
And that's not too much going on other than that.
Amazing.
But yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. So just getting creative.
I feel like I always have a new like hobby going on too, like a new crafty thing I want to work on.
Every time I talk to you, you're like, I'm doing this now. And I'm like, who has the time?
And I don't have time, but I just
can't stop. Won't
just
stop.
do it.
But it's good, like keep the creative juices flowing, and like it helps us not get complacent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love being creative too.
Speaking of creative plant lovers, Holly, we got another plant mommy this week.
Woo-woo!
This week, we wanted to shout out a very lovely user on Instagram named Megan, and she is at Hoya Goddess, just as it sounds.
Yes.
And she's magical.
She is the Hoya Goddess. I've been following Megan since, I think even before I had a plant Instagram. Yeah. And she's the best. She is so sweet, such a great human. And
super nice.
Yeah, I love all her plants. She's very knowledgeable, just a great overall person. She's awesome.
Her collection's insane.
Yeah.
Was it her that you were telling me about her tie?
Yes. So
tell them.
I'm pretty sure, and Megan, I'm sorry if this is wrong, but I think you found it on either Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist for pretty inexpensive.
Like really cheap.
Yeah. And this was years ago too, but
like the size of Canada, right?
Huge.
Like
yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, I remember it was on like her Instagram stories, and I had just started following her, and I always remember that because I was a new plant mom, and I was like, wow,
goals.
Yes.
I was lurking you, Megan, because I'm a newer follower, and I saw your Capria alocasia. Yes. It's alocasia Capria, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, woman.
It's so gorgeous. That plant is so pretty.
I have no words. So beautiful.
And it's healthy. And I feel like
so lush.
The size of that plant is really really cool, because I think a lot of times I see them sold as very tiny, and it's cool to see such a large specimen.
Yes, I'd love to hear from you one day, like the story of getting that plant, and like, was it that big when you bought it? Like, I want to know things. And if you guys want to know things, you should definitely follow her. Yes. I know you said that sometimes she has a shop going with some planty things.
Yes, I believe she sells on Etsy every now and then. And yeah, you guys should just check out her account. She's so smart and just such a joy to follow.
So sweet. So give her a follow, Hoya Goddess. Does she have a TikTok? I don't think so.
You know what? She does. I believe it is also Hoya Goddess.
Awesome. We'll give her a follow, guys, and show some love.
Yay. I love that.
Oh, yeah. We got another helpful Holly this week.
We have another helpful Holly, and I helped myself. That's what I did.
Holly, we're like a therapeutical podcast now. I don't think that's a word. Therapeutic.
Therapeutic? Yeah, therapeutical? I don't know.
Self-help.
Yes.
You're checking off all the boxes. Go ahead.
Exactly. So my helpful Holly this week is I bought a plant, and it's very cute. I'm sorry, you guys. I'll have to on my Instagram tell you what the botanical name is because I can't pronounce it. I don't know what it is. But the common name is an ice plant, and it's a variegated one.
It's like geometric, right?
It's very geometric and very structured, and it's so pretty. And honestly, guys, I am a sucker for variegated plants. I will say. And it's just really cute. I have it in one of my terrazzo pots, and it's just looking really cute.
Oh, I saw it. It's adorable.
Yes.
It has like cute little whitish yellow spots, and I'm just like, oh, it's so cute. I found a non-variegated one a few months ago at a nursery on the west side. Remember the name of that nursery? I cannot think of it right
Nelson's, right?
No, I don't think so. It was like near Santa Monica.
Hashimoto's?
Yes, I think it was Hashimoto's. Yes. Yeah, it was gorgeous. I got like a little tiny starter 2-inch one, and it's not variegated, but like it's so satisfying to look at. So when I saw hers, which is like growing in such an interesting way, like it's like it doesn't just go straight up, it's like going to the sides. Yeah, it's really cool.
I unboxed it today actually, and I didn't realize it was going to be that big, so I was pretty excited.
Yeah. And so it was a treat yourself moment because it wasn't like it was $2 or anything.
No, it was, I think it was 18 plus shipping, so altogether I paid like 26.
But it's special.
Don't listen to that, Tyson.
Cut it out.
It's
cut
so
it out.
Funny. Tyson always calls me Mrs. Amazon, or like, but only like if I get anything, not even just from Amazon. He's like, oh, Mrs. Amazon.
Oh my God. So I gave Josh a hard time a few months ago. I think it was in front of his mom. So, I think because I made a joke about how like he was getting a shipment every day because he loves like fashion and stuff. So I felt like we were getting new t-shirts in every day, just stuff like that. And then he like wouldn't let it go because he said that's not true. And then every day, because it was approaching Christmas, so almost every day I had a package coming in, online shopping
gifts
during COVID. And he's like, oh, wow, look, another package that's addressed to Angelique. Man, I wonder if there's any for me coming today. I don't think there is, huh? And I was like, you dickhead. So that's been a big joke in our household lately. Yeah. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. I said it once.
Well, at least he technically doesn't make you feel bad for shopping. And Tyson doesn't make me feel bad, but he's just joking.
I'm same.
Messing with me.
I was like, I'm an independent woman. I make my own money. So like back up.
I know, right? Oh my God, it's so funny.
I feel like your helpful Holly leads into our topic for today.
Yes, retail therapy, plant therapy, all of the things.
All the therapies. And how we both have wish lists going. I feel like every plant person has a wish list.
I know, whether it's like a physical one or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have one. Do you want to start with your wish list?
Sure. Yeah, let's see if we have any crossovers. I don't know if we will.
Yeah.
But.
And do you want to start with, we're doing plants, and then we're also doing like plant goals. So like decor items around plants and just goals we have towards plants in general.
Yeah. To elevate our plant game.
Yes, thank you. I can't find my words today, apparently.
You're good. We're 1 and 1. It's fine. So for me, by the way, I don't know if we mentioned this also goes with like plant deaths at the hands of us.
That's true.
That we want to give a second shot to.
I did forget to mention that.
Conveniently.
Whoops.
I'm just kidding. So for me, one of the ones that I lost last year was my Pilea peppermioides. Did I say it correctly? Chinese money plant. Again, I mean, if you couldn't tell from the pea hope, I'm a sucker for like round foliage and just like interesting shapes. Like, I mean, I love my pothos, my golden pothos. Like she's always there for me, but I love really intricate sort of leaf patterns and stuff. And so this one was amazing. And I bought this one, I don't know if you remember, the same day and from the same seller as my original Monstera. It was one of my first plants as well.
Nice.
The biggest, I bought it for like $20 in like a 6-inch pot. But the big reason I wanted it so much, one, it was lush. It had a ton of leaves, but the biggest leaves were like bigger than my palm.
Yeah, they were big.
I have small hands, but it is saying a lot, I promise. Like, they were huge. You helped me pot it up, remember?
Yeah.
And we found a worm in it, and you panicked.
That's right.
Yeah. I kept it. So here's the thing. And for anybody that has pets and wants to get into plants, I mean, every cat is different, but my cat got off on Pilea peperomioides.
Yeah,
like,
right?
it loved my money plant so much, and he's just a dick. So, like, I literally, if you go into my house, almost every plant is elevated.
It's true.
It's so annoying. Like, it gets into some of my decor goals, I promise you. So, with this one, I had it on top of, I think, like, I hope it wasn't on top of the record player. I think it was before we had the record player. It was like on top of like a shelf that he had access to. His bed was under this shelf. Like, he had a shelf to himself.
So
and then
he thought it was for him.
I guess. But like, that little dickhead's like jumping into the shower. He's like doing whatever that he finds a plant. He just so annoying. But I love him so much, if you're listening.
Bagheera, if you're listening,
I know. But he went to town, and you know how the babies grow from the middle? He chopped from the middle.
And that's so tough because I don't know if you can really come back from that.
It took months. They came back.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But like, it was never the same.
Aww.
And he got some big ones too. And I don't know if this we put it in a terracotta pot, but I don't know what it was. But as the months passed, it would start to turn gray, the leaves, and then eventually they would fall off. It was really weird. And the other thing is their stems, because they stick out kind of far. Any of the stems that were resting on top of the rim of the terracotta pot would get marked up. It was so, it was like it didn't like the terracotta pot. It was really strange, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to bounce back. And then, but it would go through ups and downs. Like, I had it for over a year. It would sprout new babies, like separate stalks, and then they would die. And it was just, I think it was mainly in my apartment. Like, it ended up ultimately it ultimately died at my new place, but it was already on its way out before. I think the move was like the final straw.
Right.
And it just died. And the thing is, I didn't think it was a hard plant. I just think that maybe I wasn't ready for that one, or I didn't have the space for it to give it a spot where it had proper light. You know what I mean?
I think it likes bright light. And I wouldn't say it's the easiest plant. Like, I remember... I don't really have one anymore.
You sold it. You sold it to me for a birthday present for my friend Travis. Yeah.
And then I have another one in my plant graveyard outside, but
oh no,
I just don't think they're the easiest plants. And
really?
Maybe it's a combination of I lost interest in mine, but yeah, I wouldn't feel too bad. I think you just need to give it a little bit more light than what people think.
Right. I think this new home will give me that opportunity too. I think it was just the wrong space. Like, I didn't have enough room, because the spot where the cat got it was probably the best spot for it based on my space. And I had to eliminate that option. So that's one that makes me sad, just because like, it's just so beautiful. And maybe throughout the week I'll put in our stories like some of the plants lost because it's rough, and you can see what they were when they're the height of their glory.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that was one of mine. I'm going to go back and forth. What's one of yours?
Ooh, okay. Okay, so a plant death, since luckily I only have one, and it's the Dischidia Dragon Jade Numalaria.
I want to try it.
Yeah, how do you think you pronounce that?
Numalaria or numalaria?
It's probably easy to pronounce, and I'm just
like the
dumb.
disease malaria.
Anyways, you guys know they also call it string of butts because they look like little butts.
What? I don't think I know this one.
Let me show you a photo of it. It is the cutest plant, and I have been, prior to buying it, I heard that it was a little difficult.
Yeah.
Let me see here. So I got it, and I found out that this thing had spider mites.
Oh no.
And I had already kind of, and I wonder if that's why my varicosum also got spider mites, but it was in my bathroom. No, not that one. Maybe
I found it.
That one.
Sorry, go ahead. Keep talking.
So isn't that cute?
Oh, it is little butts. It's like stringy butts.
Yeah. String of butts.
Wow.
And so in between, and if you can see, if you guys are familiar with this plant, the leaves kind of like curl under. And so there was just spider mites like really like in the crevices, in the butt crack, so to speak.
Right. It doesn't seem, you have to get there like with like a Q-tip maybe or something.
So what happened was I put it in my shower, and I think it just got, and I tried to put it in the back of my shower so it wouldn't obviously get drenched.
Yeah.
But I think it was too much, and I sprayed it. I tried to do everything I could, like how I normally treat spider mites.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately it just rotted because it got stem rot, and I kept cutting it.
Yeah.
And then I kept cutting it down, and the rot just kept spreading. So
oh my God. Oh yeah, this person's complaining about theirs in this post. And they put hashtag Dischidia numularia folia domini nubu.
Oh.
I don't think I said that right.
Well, I know they call it dragon jade.
No, yeah, that's totally what they wrote too. And I'm like, all right,
it up.
All right, fancy man, including 8 difficult words.
I mean, I like a botanical name, but whew.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Man.
And I really did feel defeated. I was like, oh, man.
So you want to give that one another shot?
I would like to.
How long ago was this?
This was over the summer.
Oh, man. So it wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer. I get that. Another one for me. I'm going to need you. It's a Raffi. Can you tell the listeners the full name?
Rhaphidophora tetrasperma.
Because I thought I was saying it right for like 1,000 years, and I was not.
How are you saying it again?
What was I saying? Now I've heard you say it so much that now I don't find
I think you're saying Rhaphidophora, which is technically correct. Rhaphidophora.
Let me read it. I was saying Rhaphidophia. No, I never said dwarf. I don't know.
I just like saying Raffi because
Raffi's cute
and short.
you know, Raffi's my brother's name.
Really?
Yeah. But it's spelled Raffi. I say Raffi, like an ah. Yeah, it's an Armenian name.
That's so cute.
Yeah,
I like that name.
Shout out to Raffi's Bakery in Pasadena. It's really yummy. But that's a different person. But so this one, I actually bought a cutting from Best Friends Forever on Instagram. She's amazing. This was no fault of her own at all. She has a really cool collection as well. She's, if any of you guys follow her, she's known for having a really cool bathroom.
Oh, her
She's
an
amazing bathroom.
Yes.
It's just life. It's so good. But she gave it to me partially. Like, it has started to root. It was a cutting, and it continued to root. And I rooted this baby just fine. I started to have issues with it once it was in soil. So I think I might have potted prematurely, and it just wasn't, it's just not ideal, I guess. I think, again, I know a lot of it's me. I can't blame it on the old apartment, but I think I was limited to where I could provide lighting, and I wasn't spending money on grow lights at the time.
It was hard with your old apartment. You
know?
So
I think there's only so much I could do, but it was also a cutting, and I think I'm getting to the point that I'm realizing with myself, I just love a matured plant. Yeah. I love a big bad boy. That's who I'm into. So,
well, sometimes it also it depends on the plant. Yeah. But like well-established plants actually end up doing better in the long run because they are established, so
they can take a hit, right?
Yeah. I mean, I love it. Depends on the plant, and it depends on what I'm looking for, but I do love growing like a very scraggly looking plant, and then when it looks gorgeous and I'm like, I did that.
You're like, yeah, followers, take a look, take notes. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's also,
but it's inspiring.
And I've had so many proud moments with my and not to hijack the conversation.
No, girl, please. I already know what you're gonna say. I bet I know. Is it?
You know what? I was gonna talk about a different one. But,
okay. Talk about the different one. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm being rude.
No. So like my Hoya obscura.
Oh yes, tell them.
So I got that plant and it had like 3 leaves. It was really tiny.
Yeah.
And now if you see it, it's in like this 8-inch outdoor like basket, and it's really big.
Oh, the one people get a lot of cuttings from that one too, right?
Yeah.
And those flowers,
they're so pretty.
Oh.
And it's funny because people will say, "Hey, where'd you buy your Hoya?" And they think I'm going to tell them where to get this giant 7-inch basket of Hoya obscura, but sometimes it just takes a while to grow your plants out, and that's another like beauty of growing plants.
So that's like a success story.
Yeah.
How long have you had it then?
Like, I want to say 3 years. Yeah.
So it's one of your oldest plants. Mm-hmm. Wow. So that makes sense how it got so big. 'Cause it's a big boy now.
So big.
Tell them about the lipstick plant you gave me. That was also a success story. It was tiny when you got it, right?
I got those as cuttings.
Wow. I can't.
Black pagoda lipstick plant.
Yes.
Some kind of
the cool spotty spotty.
Yeah, it almost kind of reminds me of like cheetah print on the back, like purple.
Yes, because it's like super deep purple on the bottom of the foliage, and the top is bright green with spots on both sides. It's like crazy. It's
really cool.
It's so cool.
I like it a lot.
It's huge. It's in my shower. You gave it to me a few months ago,
Yes.
but when you told me it used to be cuttings, I was like, you're lying.
I'm so not.
It's so insane. It trails. It does. It has
big.
arms everywhere, and it's
Yeah.
flowering right now, guys. I will post
Yay.
pictures soon. I have to make a highlight for that one on my account. But
You should.
Oh.
I'm so glad it's happy at your house.
it's such a dream. I'm glad it went well because you had it outside and I brought it in, but
Yeah.
it's south facing light. So
There you go.
it's such a dream. I love it so much.
Whose turn is it?
It's you technically.
me.
Because I was
Wait.
talking about the Raffi.
Okay, yeah. All that to say, you want a Rappy?
Yes, but like I'm looking at yours right now, literally at least 10 feet tall.
It's really
Low
really
key,
tall.
I think it is.
Yeah.
How can it be that tall and not need a bigger pot? Are they known for small root balls?
Well, honestly, I just repotted it like over the
wow.
summer,
Oh,
and
yes,
it just
that's
shot
right.
up.
So that's what it needed.
Yeah.
Wow. It's literally, guys, 8 inches, if I'm being generous, from reaching the roof.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh, what a dream.
I love it. It's a good
so
one.
beautiful. Yeah. So I want a big boy, and I already have a spot for it. I'm like reserving a spot in the house for it.
Now, do you want a full one, or do you want a tall one, or do you want both?
Very, very insightful question, Holly. I'm looking at yours. The base has very big mature leaves, so I'm fine with it just being one big stem. The ones, I've tried so hard to buy one on Facebook Marketplace, but I think everyone and their mother tried to buy it because it was $50 for one the size of Canada. Not as tall as yours, but at least 5 to 7 feet. I think it was 5 feet.
That's
5
crazy.
to 6, but more bushier at the base. And I'm cool with either. I'm fine. I like a full plant, so that's cool. But with this one, I think it's such a showstopper, even with just one stem. So depending on what I find, I'm flexible on that
Yeah,
one.
that's
But
so awesome.
overall though, I go for a thicker boy. I
Yeah.
would say.
Nice. That's so awesome.
So what are some goals? I see a lot of plant goals that you don't have yet, or
Okay.
like planties that you want that you don't have yet.
So I'll just like list off a few plants that I
Yeah, go
want.
for it.
I really want the philodendron majestic, which is a cross between, let me make sure I get this right. It's a philodendron verrucosum and a soderoy, I believe.
I knew everything you said right now.
It's basically like silvery and velvety. It's so pretty.
God.
I have Alocasia caprea on my list.
Me too.
I love that plant. So pretty. Okay, Angelique, you're gonna have to help me pronounce this. Now I have
got
this
you.
particular anthurium.
Which one?
Can you
This
pronounce that? Yeah.
I'm on it. Larger Anthurium pallidiforum.
Oh, that wasn't so
I think
bad.
so. Unless it's in Spanish and it's a pallidiforum.
Pallidiforum.
It's a double L, but I
Yeah.
think it's probably pallidiforum.
So I have a tiny one of these, and if you guys,
I don't know this one. Is it in the room?
it's not. It's in my grow tent.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you guys, you probably might be a little bit more familiar with the Anthurium vitarifolium. They're very long, strappy, belt-like leaves.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
like a belt you wear.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So cute, or like a scarf. It's just like very long and
love.
wide and
Yeah.
like leathery. This one in particular is like that, but they're velvety in texture.
How cool.
It's really
That's
pretty.
awesome.
So I did a trade earlier this summer,
Yeah.
and I got a tiny one. It's rooting, and they're teeny tiny leaves, but I'm really hoping to see it grow really big. So unless I can get that one to grow soon, which I'm sure I will, but yeah, I would love to have a large one of that.
What else?
Anthurium falcatum. Now this, AKA, is, I've heard people call it the Tesla plant.
Ooh.
And I gotta show you a picture of this.
Please,
Angelique.
yeah.
If you guys haven't seen it, they call it the Tesla plant because the leaf literally looks like the Tesla T.
It's Elon Musk growing. Like you just see his face on every leaf.
Right?
Imagine.
I'm gonna find you a really
Like
good
the
picture.
government really is taking over.
Isn't that pretty?
That's weird. It looks too much like the Tesla T.
I know, but really
Are you sure he
cute.
didn't create this? Oh my God. It is so satisfying to look at. Like the grooves in
Yes, there's little ridges.
the veins look so, I don't know if veins is the proper word.
Like it has abs.
Yeah, it's a hot plant. Like it kind
No.
of also, but it also looks like a a uterus.
It does.
But like,
You're right.
yeah, it's a really, really attractive plant.
I think it's pretty cool.
Stop trying to seduce me.
Oh my gosh. And then the last one, as far as plants go, is a philodendron strawberry shake. Have you seen this one?
Oh, you showed me once. I need a refresher.
Okay, I'm going to show you. And a lot of people, they actually don't like this plant. They think it looks a little muddy, kind of weird.
Is it related to a triostar? Triomanthus,
Funny
whatever
enough,
it's called? Triomanth?
It's kind of like a lookalike, but no, it's...
Oh.
I want to say it's just... I could be wrong.
I'm getting little pink princess vibes too. Interesting.
Exactly, and that's why I like it. It reminds me of a pink princess, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's just a variegated iridescence, philodendron iridescence.
That is so
let
pretty.
me know if you guys know what it actually is.
It's like it's like a very solid triangle shape. It's like really, the leaves.
Yeah, and I know
pot,
people.
Oh my god.
I know people have said they don't really love how the growth pattern is. Like I guess this does not look very cute, but I think that's like a sick plant.
But I'm also like not into it.
There's
something interesting about it.
I just think it's pretty, and because I love my pink princess so much, I would just really love to also own this.
They'd be like cousins. Yeah. That'd be so cute. You know what I realized when you said trade? You gave me a plant recently that's a hella goal because it's hella not working out. The Piper pastinatum, This is the world's mystery plant. Yes. Nobody has care tips on this plant on the internet.
It's so weird.
There's Reddit threads of people trying to figure out how to take care of this plant, and the most info I could get is that it's like a peperomia.
Or I've also heard
it's the only one that's dead in my house. It's still in the pot, and I'm like, it's really hard sticking out of the soil, but maybe it's dormant.
I've also heard it be described as like a terrarium plant that wants a lot of humidity.
Oh, it's so rude.
I don't know, but the texture is cool.
Beautiful plants I've ever seen in my life because it gives me alocasia vibes, and
it's rigidity and like corrugated leaves.
Literally dragon scaly. Like it's such a dream, and
I love it so much.
But that's one. Honest to God, if I ever spend a lot of money on a plant, it might be that one to get a mature one. Because I think that's the struggle for me is that it was so young.
I don't think it's that expensive. Well, I don't know.
In LA.
Maybe now.
It's very easy, I think, to find in Florida.
Yeah. I get like $50, $60 vibes from it. I could be wrong though.
Yes, I think you're right. Because I spoke to a seller once and she was selling it for like between 50 and 80, I think, for depending on the size. And I was like, but... Girl, those shipping charges.
Oh, how much was she charging?
It's like minimum like $10 to $15, I think. I don't know. To me, that's high. Like, it was coming from Florida, to be fair. But like,
it's tough. It's like, I understand because like I have a shop and I ship things and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. But I know it's tough as a buyer. You're like, but I'm already paying this much.
Right.
You know?
Like to me, I guess it's like if she were selling it for $40 and I had to do $15 shipping, I could justify that more because other sellers are probably selling it for $55, $60.
Or $65 free shipping.
Right? No, honest to God.
It's something about, but it's free shipping, but something about knowing that you have to pay shipping. You're like, I don't want to do this.
It's definitely a mental thing for sure. Oh, but that plant's a dream. Would you want that plant? Or just like if it's there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think I wasn't loving it and I got it in a trade. But yes, if it was bigger and it was healthy and I could see it was so happy, I think I would.
Yeah, I get that. Ooh, is there anything else on your list?
Okay, so I think that was pretty much all of my plant wish list. Now, other like plant related things, like my goals that I have are number 1 is an IKEA greenhouse cabinet.
My God.
I want one so bad. So I talk about my Mars Hydro Grow tent quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I love that thing, but it's just a tent and you can't see your
black
plants.
Box.
Yeah. It's amazing for the plants, but I just have always just like gushed over those IKEA cabinets and I think they're so beautiful.
They're elegant. I went to IKEA 2 weeks ago and I saw one and I was like, I saw it in person for the first time and I was like, I get it now.
I know.
And it was like dark green.
Ooh, I haven't seen that.
It was the display and I'm like, just let me know when this display goes on sale.
Dude, you know what? I've always had my eye on the white one, but the dark green sounds beautiful.
Like your Hoya right there, like that green. Oh, girl, we'll look at it
like
after.
a forest emerald green.
Forest emerald green is a perfect way to describe it. Or like my sweater. It's just so beautiful.
And I love, so first 2 things. You guys should follow the IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet Instagram.
And there's a Facebook group, I think, too, you added me to.
There is, yes. But the Instagram is just gorgeous because like the things that people do and like it gives you so much inspiration, you know, because it's not just the cabinet. Like you want to add lights, you want to add some fans, and then people add the IKEA also sells a pegboard that's like made of like plastic. So again, perfect for humidity.
What do they use that for?
So they use little shelves. They like check it out on the page.
Okay.
They put little shelves. There's also like these little almost like drawers that are like covered, and they put propagations in there. So people will
get the heat as well.
And they'll fill them with sphagnum moss, and it's just a perfect little prop box within your cabinet.
Because the cabinet itself just comes with glass shelves, right?
They come with glass shelves. Now, some people also like to change out the shelves for more of like a breathable type, like a...
like wood or like...
No, not wood, because it needs to be more like waterproof. I'm blanking on the name. Think of like a...
Oh, is it... Sorry, guys. I burped. Like plexiglass?
No. Oh my God. Why can't I think of the word?
I don't know. We'll post an example if we can find it.
It's like,
but like a more porous, but
it's think of like a metal shelf. Like it's
like mesh. Like there's
it's kind of like mesh.
It's like you have one in your Mars Hydro. Like
yes.
Imagine,
why can't I think of that?
Imagine like a braided metal shelf. That's what it is. I'm sure that's what the pros call it. You know what I mean? Like crisscross applesauce.
Oh my God. So anyways.
That makes a lot of sense. Wonder if it rusts though. I'd be curious to find that out.
I don't know. Personally, I really just love the glass, but I know
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I know for airflow, it could be a thing, but I think I'm just going to add like maybe 2 fans in there.
So that's why people add fans. Just like a little teeny tiny. Mm-hmm.
Just to like keep the airflow moving so you don't get like mold or fungus or anything.
That makes a lot of sense.
But it's gorgeous. So I would love to do that. And honestly, I really like the big size one, but I also like the short one too. Like if I had a big enough house, I could have a short one and a big one. It'd be really cute.
Low key, now I want to add this to my list. I'm like breaking down my house. I'm like,
and the best part is you can put it, and you should put it in essentially a dark corner if you're going to add grow lights, because it would allow you to have plants in a dark place.
Wow.
Where you normally couldn't.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The other thing I just have is like an outdoor greenhouse, because when it comes to like plants, when it's raining or if it does get a little cold, it'd be kind of nice to put them in somewhere instead of having to bring them, and like sometimes I put them in my shower and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to put all these.
Hope for the best outside.
Exactly.
Right?
So
like, right, it's actually raining today in Los Angeles, guys, and my all my cacti are just under a table.
Yes.
I'm like, we'll see.
I know. So that would be awesome.
It's tough though in these metropolitan cities, being young and not owning a house with a yard. Like that's tough. Yeah.
I know. So
but goals. Everyone in the Midwest, hope you enjoy.
Especially where it does get very cold. Like if I ever live somewhere where it snowed, like if I want to have like my succulents and my outdoor plants, I would definitely want to have something, because I hate the idea of having to bring plants in. I know I'm like spoiled, but
it's annoying. It's just annoying.
I know, but I mean, I would do it for the plants. But
well, when I lived in the apartment, I just had like my front door and like a little tiny 2.5 foot, 3 foot space where I put all my succulents and cacti. I literally had to grab like a plastic storage box, put them all in the box, drag them to the bathroom, hide them in the shower, and then close the door because of the cat. Hope to God that both me and my boyfriend remember to close the door. Oh, it was a time. We definitely had a glow up. But yeah, it's crazy.
So an outdoor greenhouse would be very nice.
Yeah.
And then for me, my last thing that I have is just, I would love to switch out most, or if not all, my macrame hangers for like black leather, brown leather hangers, like from Base Roots.
Oh my
on
God.
Amazon.
And Pody also has them.
And Pody, yeah.
So I think they're vegan leather technically. So if you're worried about that.
That's what I meant. If I ever say leather, I mean vegan leather.
Calm down, guys. Calm down.
No, but for real, you know, they're so beautiful and just very modern, you know?
I think they play into a lot of different decor styles, like even Art Deco, or like maybe Art Deco, don't quote me, and like mid-century modern for sure. I have 3 of them myself. I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah.
I think to me it's like they're not like the dirt cheapest thing in the world, but they're never, I usually pay 15 to 20. So it's like, to me, like if you're looking to elevate your space, it's not an unreasonable price for something so beautiful. And they're adjustable.
I love that about it, because so many times with macrame, unless you want to like tie a bunch of more knots, you're kind of stuck with the length that it comes with. So I'm just looking at some right now, and yeah, I love how
it's
it
like
looks.
a belt. So they have holes.
Little buckles, and so cute.
It's so easy to work with. I love it.
Yeah, and I like my macrame, but I feel like maybe, I don't know, a few of them have gotten a little moldy.
Well, it's fabric. Like, it's gonna go bad after a while, you know? If you're, I guess, like, though, let me back that up a little bit. If you are watering your plants and not taking them out of the macrame, I think they're likely to erode eventually because of the water.
Or if you do like me, now I have saucers with them, but before I wouldn't put saucers, and I would take my plants to the sink or the shower to water, but I'd put it back before it was like fully dry.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, life happens.
Yeah.
For me, I'm taking a peek at our list. I talked about the deaths. I guess there's one more death I'm really sad about. My Alocasia Maharani was my first Alocasia, and she was a dream. I got that plant in January of 2020, and it died like 8 months later. Like, I was doing well. I had babies popping in, and then it just.
Do you know what killed it?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of my issues at the time, because I lost some calathea around that time as well, was my humidity, I think. And I think Alocasia's, I might be better now, but I think that one was tough. It was easy, but it wasn't easy. Like, in the beginning, the first few months, it kept sprouting out babies and doing really well. And anytime I shower, I would put it in a corner of the shower so it got that like heat, humidity from the water. All my Alocasias are topped off with sphagnum moss that I keep moist. So even if like the soil in there is getting dry, the top has like a little air, little like watery, like not water, but like moist section.
Yeah.
And I was taken in the shower. It seemed happy. The leaves would get wet, and it didn't seem to react. Because I know some plants don't like to have their foliage wet, but these ones reacted just fine, I think. There were some days where I probably got lazy with keeping the sphagnum moss moist, but I don't know, because some people online said that they like to fully dry, and I thought that they didn't like to fully dry. So it's possible that I overwatered, or knowing me with my habits, I just didn't water for a long time and maybe just kept the top moist. I don't know, but one day it just started going south, and I just started losing leaves, and I was down to one.
Yeah.
And then like it was just gone.
And it wasn't a pest, right?
No, I don't know that I know of. I'm terrible at knowing that there's pests though. So that's a goal. It's a personal goal for me. I'm trying to get better about it. Like I talked about the last episode, giving my friend Kath my rubber plant. I didn't even know if it had spider mites or anything. I was just like, I told her, I was like, you know what? Maybe it has spider mites. I'm starting to see some webbing, but like, I don't know. The only mite I'm good at knowing is mealybugs, because they're white and it's just obvious to me. But and I'm really trying to get better about checking the backs of my leaves. I just let them do their thing. So it's possible that...
definitely want to be checking. It's tough.
That's definitely where I struggle. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a pest, but I think for me it was like a watering issue.
Well, and I cat sat for you, and I watered your plants, and I remember watering that one, and it seemed fine. Like I checked the back of the leaves. I don't know what I did.
I can't figure it out.
I did hear recently, because I got I got an Alocasia.
Yeah.
And I did hear that they want a little bit more light than people expect, like top down light.
That would have made a lot of sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you gave me an Alocasia recently, that little tiny one.
Yes.
A little sister Alocasias. And I just removed it from under a grow light because it's getting too tall. Like it doesn't fit on my shelf. And so I've done 2 weeks of it not being under there, and I'm a little worried, but it doesn't seem to be reacting poorly yet. But it did well under the grow light. So, and it's now like 5 feet from a south-facing window, so I know it's not top light, but it's something. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that, because besides the poly, which seems to be doing fine and the lighting it has, that one is the only other one I have right now. So I shall report back, because Alocasias are my babies. Like I love how they look, so I want to get more, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like the space isn't right yet, so still trying to work it out. But besides all my deaths, plants that I've never had that I really want. I'm looking at 3 of them right now. I want an ace of spades because of yours. It's literally one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in the world. I sat for you, a kitty sat for you.
Yeah.
And I came with my mom, and like she almost had a panic attack when she saw when she saw your collection. 2, you see this big thing and you're like, that's a plant? Like, It's literally 2 of my faces, like the length of my head. These
They're pretty
leaves
big
are
leaves.
crazy. Yeah, so I really want one. I'd be okay if it was a starter one, like because I know they got expensive now.
Yeah.
But like if I get lucky and I find like one big leaf one with room to grow, that would be a dream too.
So cool.
By the way, how do you see it? How does it like the Wally grow?
It likes it so far.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's been a few months, right? Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like
Another one I want is what's the A? Is it Anthurium veitchii?
Yes.
Yes, it's just, I love a unique leaf and the ripples are so cool.
It has abs.
Oh, it does. It has like 50 of them.
Yeah.
And would you say the care is fairly easy? I think you told me it hasn't given you trouble.
It really is easy. Like I've had this one, honestly, both of these anthuriums I've had since like the beginning of my plant journey, and they've always been so easy, like especially the veitchii. Like it really isn't picky with humidity. Now if you look at my Ace of Spades, it does have a little bit of ripped leaves because even though it's, you know, it's good about humidity, it'll get stuck if there's not enough, like when the new leaf is coming out. So that's
gotcha.
why that's there. But yeah, the veitchii is super easy, in my opinion.
It's crazy because it looks like it's hard because it's so pretty. But it's, I mean, the thing, if you say easy, I'm like, it's doable. I might not kill it. So that's nice. And then the last one, is it a philo, technically, the gloriosum? Mm-hmm. The philodendron gloriosum, which is such a dream, which, have you talked about the origin story of this plant?
I don't think on the podcast.
I've always, even like before, like we've always talked plants, but like long before yours sprouted leaves, this was always the plant I wanted. Like it makes me feel things in my soul when I look at it. It's so beautiful. So tell the people what happened with this plant.
I'll try to make it quick.
I know. We'll finish up soon, I promise.
Oh no, it's okay. I just don't want to steal your thunder.
Girl, no, I'm giving it away.
You're so funny. So basically, I went to an orchid show about a year and a half ago.
At Huntington, right?
Yes.
The Huntington Library does this once or twice a year for people that are in LA area.
Yeah. So it's an orchid show, but they also have the vendor you guys have probably heard of called Equigenera. And they have a lot of cool anthuriums, philodendrons. And I got there kind of late meaning like an hour after they opened. All the good stuff was like picked through. But I remember they had all these plants like in these bags. And if you guys have been to the orchid shows, you probably know what I'm talking about. They're like in these plastic bags. And I remember everyone was digging through these boxes, and this is pre-pandemic. And I remember I found out of everything, because there was just a lot of like kind of just like plain green anthuriums, like really gorgeous. But I'm like, okay, nothing quite on my wish list.
Inspired you, yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw this raggedy looking gloriosum, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I saw the price tag was only $25.
Wow, that's amazing.
I was so excited. It was actually growing. The leaf was growing a little weird. It had one long root that was pretty much rotted, and eventually it lost its leaf, and it was just a stump, and the one root rotted.
Yeah.
Like fully. And then that plant is actually what inspired me to make my first sphagnum prop box. And it loved it. It took off. It grew roots.
But how long did it took? Like a year, right?
It did. So I think I had it for about 8 months, and then I finally put it in a prop box. Within the next, 3 months, it started to grow roots and then leaves. So now that it's established, it's growing nonstop.
5 leaves. I pet sat for you in August around your birthday.
Yeah.
And it only had 2 leaves with the third coming in.
Really?
I think I'm almost, because it was, remember the other one with the third one was unfurling.
I do, yes.
And it has 5 fully open leaves already right now.
And a baby on the way.
Is there a baby on the way?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'll have to take a peek later.
I love that plant. And it's mainly.
Got a single blemish, by the way.
I know, I can't believe it.
It's insane.
It's just, I love it so much. And it's mainly because of the origin story. Like, it is a beautiful plant, but we've come a long way.
Well, because you said you were almost through with it. You were like, nothing's happening.
It was my last, it was my last thing.
Last ditch effort.
Exactly. Yeah. Before I was going to throw it in the trash. I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to throw it in here, see what happens.
How did you know it wasn't dead? Or did you not know?
I didn't know, dude. Because sometimes.
It was firm, I'm guessing.
Well, yes, it was firm. Like, for example, I've also had a Passasanum that died. Just, I don't know why. I was trying to root it in sphagnum moss, and when I touched the stump, it was like hollow. So I'm like, okay, it's dead. This one looked extremely wrinkled and just like dry, but it was hard. And it had like a growth tip that still looked like there was life in it. But I really didn't know if it was going to make it. I was like, all right, I'm just going to throw you in here and see what happens.
Were you, or correct me if I'm wrong, I'd have to take a peek, but haven't you left the stump above the soil?
Yes, and that is because...
What's the reasoning?
So the reason is when it comes to crawling type philodendrons, you want to have like pretty much half of it above the soil.
Interesting.
Because it can rot if it's like completely buried. And I know it's a mistake a lot of people tend to make. So, yeah.
Monsteras are philodendrons? Monsteras, like...
Oh, no, they're monsteras. That's
a separate family.
Yeah,
I've seen,
or family.
Because I feel like big developed deliciosas have a huge stump.
They
that,
do,
know. So I
but
wondered
they're
if
not
it was
crawlers. They're more climbers, and they
climb
spread
trees.
out. Mm-hmm.
Right. Because I've seen people trying to root their elbows and like try to stay away from rotting. They'll keep the stump above soil. But when I unpotted mine a few weeks ago, I clearly had it under the soil. And I was like, am I supposed to have this higher up? Like, I wasn't sure. Okay,
Yeah,
that
it
makes
just
sense.
depends. Like, I have a monstera cutting, and I try to keep the top half above water because if you look at it, the nodes are kind of weird. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of just feel it out sort of thing. Oh, cool.
Well, one day you will have one.
I'm excited. It's just such a dream to look at. It's so beautiful. But those are some of my plant goals.
Or plant wish lists.
Alcohol is like getting to me. I'm like, I'm not a burpy lady, but I'm just like, I keep getting like frogs in my throat. In terms of like decor and things that I like, you know, like not equipment, like tools, I guess. I don't know.
Plant related.
I want to build a little windowsill right outside. So my south facing window. So I have a south facing window right above the sink in my kitchen. But it's just one of those walls where there is no sill, like not even like an inch. It's just like flat window. So
just such a bummer.
I know. I'm like, I look at Holly's and I'm like, you got a freaking sill. Like it's so easy, you know?
I know.
But, you know, I don't think it's impossible. So I've built shelves before, inspired by you and Tyson, like, you know, buy the brackets, not chop up, but like ask them to cut the wood at Lowe's.
Wood.
Just like, I'm a lumberjack. Yeah. But, you know, I'm thinking of just buying teeny tiny brackets, like in terms of like the part where the shelf will sit on, no more than like 4 inches, maybe more or less.
Yeah, I've seen them actually.
I've
tiny
seen
ones.
the brackets. The wood, I'm a little hesitant on what I can find. I need to measure and see how much space I can get away with without getting in the way of the sink, because our sink has like the nozzle that comes off and everything.
Right.
But this will help me in a multitude of ways because I have teeny tiny plants that I'm sick of being in water because they've propagated. Like I have a peperomia that's taking forever, but I have roots on it, and I think it would be okay maybe in a pot with sphagnum, like you had told me, like keep it in just sphagnum. So I want a place where I can like display them and clear out the prop station that's developed in my bathroom and make it more pretty. So I want to do that. I have baby cacti that are outside right now that I think would be just fine against a south facing window. And I want to be able to enjoy them more because I don't go outside every day. So that's my goal.
So cute.
Yeah, and I think my cat won't bug them. I'm pretty sure because I think it's gonna be high enough to where he's like he just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And if he is, I'm gonna just put like a crystal or something in the way that's gonna like so he can't like get close to the ones he wants to chew.
Right.
So we'll see, but that's like my big goal right now. I'm also adding a peel and stick backsplash, so I need to put that on first. That way I know where I can drill into. So it's in the works. I'm hoping in about a month, maybe I can have this all done because I'm just like sick of waiting. But
I feel you.
That's like the big decor piece. I also want a stool styled plant stand. You have one that I'm looking at that you built, right?
I did, yeah.
It's they're hairpin legs. If you guys know, they're like metal and look like hairpins, and just like a little slab of wood. Mm-hmm. I just think they're super cute. I think it's a fun way to elevate. So my dream is if I get the Raffi that's really tall that I want to put it on that.
Oh,
is
that
my
looks
goal.
so cute.
Yeah, and if not, like I have tons of the typical like wooden mid-century modern styled ones that are like crisscross. The ones that I really like, I got off Amazon. If anyone's interested, I can send you a link. It's what I like is that they're adjustable.
Yes.
So you can. Oh shoot! I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's okay.
Apparently I'm not on airplane mode because I'm not a professional.
No, it's okay. We were also doing a little bit of recording for like behind the scenes.
Oh my god, I didn't mean to pick up.
So don't worry. But
okay. The drama.
You're so funny.
How
it's okay.
My friend's like, are we still friends after that?
I didn't mean to pick up. Goodbye.
It was my best friend. We've been playing phone tag for a week, and he's just like, oh, okay,
Aww.
sorry. I'm so sorry, guys, but this is the real world, okay?
It's true. It happens. It's all good.
I'm so mad at myself. I'm usually so good about being on airplane mode, guys, but even perfection, we make mistakes.
You got this.
But yeah, I really want a stool. I just think it'd be fun to mix up the type of elevation stands I have.
Yeah.
But what I was saying before is I have a mid-century modern one. I have 3 actually, all from the same seller. And what I like about them is that you can adjust the diameter, if you will. So I have my Monsteras in those, and Monsteras grow like crazy, as you guys know, and they're in 10 inches right now. But when it gets to the time to go up to 12, I think I have until 12 inches or 14.
That's really
to
nice.
expand to. So
and
that's
nice
what I really like about it.
With this stool here, the stool plant stand, you can essentially put almost any size pot. So that's another good thing about it.
So that's something I really want too. The other main thing, it's pretty wide ranging. I just want to elevate my pottery game. So I'm a sucker for terracotta. I love terracotta, but even from the jump, I don't mind a flower pot terracotta because I think a lot of them just get the job done, and I think they can look really cute. But
they're earthy and they're beautiful,
and they just work. I feel usually, but I love the smooth terracotta, and I'll keep buying those because I think those
like from my shop.
Literally, I have 3 of them. Literally, but I also just want interesting pots because I'm someone that I love artwork. So for me, I want there to be a statement made with the things that are in my house. So
because it really can be a piece of art.
Right. So if I can get interesting ridges, if I can get interesting shapes, things like that, it's just super cool. So
I've gotten to a point where I'm like, am I collecting pottery now or plants? I love pots so much, so I totally get that.
What's the name of the user that makes the bumpy white pots that you have?
That one is Front Range Clay, and
is that on Etsy?
Yes, Etsy, okay, and cool. I think they have a website too. But gorgeous stuff. They have white terracotta, regular orange terracotta, and I think a pinky color. And they just have the most gorgeous original designs. They're all handmade. And they're unglazed still. So they're just, they're amazing.
So they have that matte finish to them, which is beautiful. Oh,
so pretty.
And another artist that you've bought from that I really enjoy is the gentleman that makes
Planta.
The
little face pot.
They're so cute. It's literally a 1/2-inch pot. It's the tiniest thing in the sun, the sun.
He makes bigger ones for sure, but oh my gosh.
They're so cute. But I love that because that kind of plays into the kitchen planty shelf I want to build because I want to be able to fill that with teeny tinies that deserve love too. Because I get sick of things in nursery pots like we've talked about. And I just want, or I like some plants that are rooting in glass to just be there for an extended amount of time. But I want to get past that. I want things to be interesting. I want someone to walk into my kitchen and be like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
And not just be like, oh, not surprised. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I love pairing the pots and the plant. That's so much fun. And it's funny too. If a plant starts to outgrow the current pot, I'm like, no, I like you in that.
Right. It's what are you going to wear now?
Yeah. But it's fun. It's a new fun challenge. So
yeah,
I love that.
I love that too. I'm excited. So I'm gonna definitely elevate that. I have a pile of pots in my house. So I have a breakfast nook and there's storage in it. So I have a corner of the storage. Yeah, that's just pots that haven't been used yet because I see something cool and I'm like, I'm never gonna see it again. I have to buy it. But it's satisfying when I finally get to use one. I have a bag of ceramic pots that my friend gave me because she bought a ton of pots and then had to move out of LA, I think because of COVID.
Oh, you told me about this.
Right, but I think she took the train back to Arizona. She couldn't pack a bunch of stuff. So she gave me a lot of her plant stuff and I've had it for 6 months at least. And I finally got to use one the other day. And it's just so exciting to be oh, wait, I have that.
Yeah.
Because I start to forget some of the things I have. And so when I finally get to use it, it just feels so special.
Aww.
So yeah.
I love it. And repotting is so much fun too.
I like it. I'm getting out of this habit of just oh, it's so much work. Because I think that's why a lot of my plants struggled is because I was I'll do it tomorrow. But now this week, I think I planted 3 or 4 different times in the week. I was just I carved out 30 minutes and I was let's just do one. I think I tell myself you have to replant, you have to repot 30 of them. And that gets exhausting, but I just do 1 or 2 and it's been so nice. I really like it.
Yeah.
So hopefully this wish list fills out a little bit this year.
Let's manifest it and make it happen.
Yes.
If anyone's listening, you want to do some trades, this is what we're looking for.
Yeah, please. At Sucker for Plantas, please. Speaking of which, where can the people find you on the socials, Holly?
All right. Well, you can find me on @concretebotanical_ on Instagram and @concretebotanical on TikTok and concretebotanical.com for my handmade painted pots.
Yay! And you can find me at Sucka for Plantas, SUCCA on Instagram. If you want my main, it's the Angelique with 2 E's, or the other podcast I work on is at So I Got Fired. So I got fired, not so I got fired. You can also, I don't think I mentioned this last episode. Oopsies. You can stream us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Podcasts.
That's right. And
So
please give us a review.
And YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube.
And YouTube.
Yes, and we have some things planned for YouTube in the next few episodes. So stay tuned. We're really excited. And also, guys, if you like what you're listening to, please give us a rate and review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. I'm so old. I'm like, iTunes. Please give
on your iPods.
Yeah, on your iPod Classics. If you can give us a rate and review, it really helps us go up on the charts. We really want to spread the planty love, so
we'd really
appreciate it. Yes, please.
Yay.
And thank you for those of you that have already left reviews. It's been so encouraging and like heartwarming to be like, wow, like they like us, you know?
You guys are the best. We really appreciate it.
Shout out to you, person. You know who you are. But yeah, this was good. I'm really happy.
I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and we would love to know your wish list too. So hit us up on Instagram. On the post that goes up today, let us know
what is your Boozy Botanical Podcast. We didn't mention.
Don't worry. It hasn't been 5 episodes yet. We're still learning.
Calm down. DM us at Boozy Botanical Podcast, or you can even email us at boozybotanicalpodcast@gmail.com as well.
And let us know your favorite plants or wish list plants,
or what you think we should tackle, or if you want to ask helpful Holly how to take care of a plant, please blow up her inbox.
Please do.
And tell damn it, how many times have I done this gibberish talk today?
It's okay, me too.
Also, let us know, like, if you got in touch with us because of the podcast. We'd like to hear who's hearing this and stuff. So that's fun.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we hope you have a really great day, and
we'll see you next Tuesday.
Next time. Cheers.
Bye.